Hello? Hello? Hello, everyone. I think we can begin. So my name is Uldis. I work at MikroTik, and my specialty is wireless. And I will present you a wireless workshop. So overview will be two topics. One is the main and the best thing is a gift from us, a WAP. And second will be wireless repeater package. So let's talk with the fun part. Everyone who were registered and get to our registration table got a gift from us, a t-shirt, and also the main thing is the WAP, rotorboard WAP. So just like this, such case. And here's like this. So for those who are not familiar with our products, the WAP comes in two colors. Could be black and white. So you got the white edition. But if you are more like a black person, so you need have a black wall or somewhere you need to hide that, you can use a black version. So what is actually the specification of this device? So actually it's a high powerful CPU, 650 megahertz CPU with a lot of memory, 64 megabytes of RAM, and also 16 megabytes of flash storage for upgrading RotorOS software. And the main part is its wireless chipset. It's 8.211 BGN dual chain, so two chains in this small box. And in the small box you have two dBi gain antennas, two of them. So you can get a lot of coverage in your house or outdoors. And it has 100 megabit Ethernet cable. And of course it supports a lot of wide voltage from 11 till 57 volts. So you can power it almost with any power supplies that you have from DC. And it consumes only up to 4 watts at the maximum. So it's very low power consumption. And of course, we have a very wide operating temperatures from minus 40 Celsius, up to 70 degrees Celsius. So you can put it outdoors, in winter, even in the refrigerator if you want. And also the dimensions are not so big. So what features, the main features that we have with this product? So the main features, it has two wireless chains. It has jack and power over Ethernet option. So you can power it by the PoE cable, like I'm doing, or you can use a jack connector and plug your jack from, for example, solar panel. And of course, another thing about PoE, it supports both AT and AF standard. So you have a such standard switch, PoE switch. You can power this device. Of course, you have a passive PoE support. So you can run any passive PoE injectors that you have in the box inside. And as I told you, there's very low power consumption. So you can put it on a battery from solar. And also the high operating temperatures provides you ability to put it almost everywhere. It will not overheat, it will not freeze. And it's suitable also for indoors and outdoors. So it's a multifunctional device. It's not only suited for indoors, but outdoors. Since it's a waterproof case design, you can put it outside, leave it in the rain, attach it to some pole, and leave it over the winter or raining all it's waterproof. So what is usually usage cases for such board? So there are two main options what you can do. First is you can put it on the ceiling, just like screw attach it to the ceiling. And there's a special hole you can maybe see from here. You can drill and put the cable through it. So you will attach it to the ceiling, and nobody will even know that there's a cable. Everybody thinks maybe it's some smoke detector or some regular light box. So, and it has all the things in the box for the mounting, all the screws. I don't know. And the other option is you can mount it on the wall. We have a special place where to put all this mounting stuff. All the mounting drill template and screw anchors are included. So that's all possible. That's better. So everything is included. So you can mount it on the wall, inside the house, outside the house, on some pole, everywhere. You can put it almost everywhere. So there's no limitation where you could not put it. So next thing is repeater package. So what's new in the repeater package? So this package is announced like a few weeks ago, only in the latest versions. And maybe not everyone is familiar with that, as we announced it only on the forum. So here you can see all the main features that it has, like repeater setup, background scan, VPS client, station roaming, new capspan settings. So let's go through one by one through all those features. The main idea for this package is we will now support the repeater setup. So what is a repeater? So now, with all your products, all the wireless products that we manufacture, where you can put router OS and the wireless, you can now get the signal from your AP, from your home AP or maybe ISP AP, and repeat the signal further away in your location. Maybe you have an AP in your home, but you want to also have access in like a yard, backyard, or like some garden. But the cell phone doesn't get this coverage. So what you can do, you can put a repeater, for example, a router board VAP. You can put it, attach it to the wall. It will get the signal from your AP that's inside the home and repeat this same signal to your garden. And now you get connectivity with your phone. So since it's maybe sounds very simple, but actually it's configuration a little bit complex, that's why we made a special command that does everything for you. It's called repeater setup. So, and this command does 4 things. It configures your wireless interface to connect to your ISP or your home AP, then creates virtual AP interface on top of the same wireless interface, creates a bridge interface, and the last part, it puts both virtual AP and the station into the one bridge group. So it's all transparent now. So next option, we have a background scan available. It's supported only in 8.2.11 protocol, so it doesn't work on NV2 protocol, but still, it's a good addition. So there's some conditions when it works. So the first condition, the wireless interface should be enabled. If you will try to do wireless background scan on disabled interface, you'll get an error message. You can also do background scan on the AP, on the same channel, when it's operated on the fixed channel. And for the station mode, you can do background scan for all the channels. But it's also on one condition, the station should be already connected to the AP. And of course, we have support for virtual wireless interfaces. you can do background scan on virtual wireless interfaces as well, but only on the channel where the master interface is running. So what is a virtual interface? So virtual interface is basically the same virtual AP like we had before, but now you can also make virtual station interfaces. So now we call it virtual wireless interfaces. Also, limitation is that only supported on 8.2.11 protocol, so you cannot do that in NV2 protocol. So you can now put virtual IP and client interface on the same physical interface, and they will work at the same time. You can even add more station interfaces or more API interfaces. And also, like in the last slide I told you, you can do background scanning, but on the same channel where the master interface is on. So what else we have? We have added VPS client support. You already know that we have our HAP device or WAP devices. We have a VPS button for getting all configuration for your client. Now you can also do the things that you do on your laptops or phones. You can get the VPS configuration on the router board. So example, you have a WAP board in your home, and you want to connect with this board to your home, but you don't know the password. You can use this new VPS client function on the client, do this setup, and it will get this VPS information, configure the wireless interface, and you're ready to connect. So since there could be multiple VPS servers enabled on your network, you can also specify to which exactly you want to connect. You can do that by specifying SSID or specific MAC address if you have multiple SSIDs. So another feature that was wanted, I think, for like many years, so finally here it comes. And it's called scan to file. We had received a lot of requests from our clients that they want to do remote scanning. By remote scanning, I mean you have an access point and you have a lot of clients. And they want to do remote scanning on the client side to check what frequencies are available there, or maybe there's some interference. Now, before this feature, when you do that on the station, you run the scan, you got disconnected because we have active scanning. It means the interface is interrupted and you get kicked out of the router. The connection is lost. So now, with the scan to file option, you can execute this command, specify scan to file. It will still disconnect from the access point, but it will save the results to the file. So next time when you connect back to the AP, you will have the results saved in the file. And of course, if you do not want to lose the connection to your client, you can specify the flag background scan, and it will do the scan to file using the background scan. Since sometimes you want to do the scan only one time, not doing continuously maybe for 1 or 2 minutes. You just want to do a quick scan, but you want to make sure that the scan runs through all the selected scan list frequencies, and just those, and only one time, or maybe 2 times. So now we have a new option for the scan command called round setting. So now you can specify how many rounds you want to scan. For example, from 5500 frequency till 5700. That is 1 round. It scans through all the channels, finish. It stops the scanning. And you can maybe, if you specify 2 times, you do 1 scan, then begins another one, and that's all, and quits the scan option. That could be used for the scriptings or for remote scanning, like if you want to do such a scan once in 1 hour, once in a day, and save those files. So since there's a lot of wireless frequencies, and sometimes it's very hard to manage the scan list option, we had a request from clients to optimize the scan list, because sometimes if you put like 20 scan list entries, it's very hard to see which maybe frequency is not listed there, and maybe you have very custom channels. So now we have a new scan list step feature. So now, for example, to make a scan list from 5500 till 5700, instead of like creating like more than 10 entries, now you can just need to create one entry and specifying like a range and the scan step, so 20 megahertz. So, and the result inside our system, what actually it does, it creates a scan list with a step of 20 megahertz. This is actually done inside the system. You don't see that, but we are doing that inside the system. So now, for such option, we need just one line. No need like entering manual all those sections. Also, we have finally added station roaming support. So why would you need station roaming? For example, if you have like a warehouse or like moving clients where you put routers devices, for example, maybe a warehouse is some crane that is driving or some car that is driving and roams between APs. Previously, we had made so that the wireless client tries to stay for the one specific AP as long as it can, till it's not able to transmit and it disconnects, and then it looks for the new AP. Now, with the new station roaming feature, it does a background scan and checks for the next available AP where it could roam. So the roaming between one AP to another AP would be more seamlessly. But it also works only on 802.11 protocol. So also the time intervals between the background scan is dynamic. So if you are very close to one AP, the signal is very good, the background scans will not be done so frequently. But if the signal gets worse, the background scans are done more frequently to find a more suitable access point. And another setting that we have a lot of requests from clients, since we have 2.4 gigahertz, it's very limited, and we have B rates, which are legacy rates, and you want to force all the clients to use higher modulation rates, G or N, and you don't want to allow to use B rates because they're not so efficient. So now we created a new band called GN, and it's a little bit different because we support only basic rates from 6 till 54 megabit. So it's for AG data rates. It's for the basic rates and supported also for 6 till 54 megabit data rate. And there is no HT basic rate. But we have all supported end rates. So you can connect B client, you cannot connect B clients, but you can connect G supported device and GN supported device, or AG. So, and another addition to our Capsman, we have heard and received a lot of requests for additional settings that you want to configure for your Capsman to have a better availability of the clients, or you have a very noisy area, you want to fine-tune the settings. So finally, we have done that, and we have added like 5 settings. The main is distance setting. You can now choose between dynamic and indoor setting. And we have also added the rest of the settings, hardware retries, lifetime, and disconnect timeout. So now you can now customize your Capsman for your specific needs. And we have also had a lot of requests that you want to be the master of the Capsman, and you want to do custom configuration of the data rates. You know what data rate is working for you and your environment. Maybe you want to disable B rates or disable lower AG rates or allow only AC rates. So previously it was not possible in the Capsman. You need a standalone AP. Now it's all possible in the Capsman as well. So we have added such new configuration rates tab, which will be also included in the Winbox, currently only in the console. So there's such settings as basic, where you specify all the B and AG date rates, then supported, HT, and for AC date rates as well. Okay, now you have a router. You all got your routers. When you go at home, I would like to suggest you to do a task. First is install a wireless repeater package, and then do a repeater function on the web. I will now show you how it should be done. So this is my WAP board. I have connected using Winbox. I have already done the first part. I have upgraded the wireless repeater package. Currently is an additional package, but in few versions we'll add it in the bundle or we'll merge it to the CM2 package, so you will not even notice the changes. So first you need to upload the package and do a reboot. So after you connect, you go to the interface wireless in the console. As we haven't added the Winbox button yet, we'll add it in like next week. And you can see there's one wireless interface. And I have another access point lying here, like HAPAC. And this will be my main access point where I will do the repeating function. This will be a VPS server, the main AP, and WAP will be a repeater. Okay. Access point is running fine. We have SID workshop 1 with a security profile. And we switch back to the repeater, to the WAP board. Now what we need to do, we need to execute just one command. It's called setup repeater. And we specify the wireless interface. We click enter. Now it shows scanning for VPS AP. So now we switch back to our access point. And we just press VPS accept. And let's see. We can see the status, negotiating, and done. That's all. If you had like for example, HAP board, you would not need to go to the Winbox. You just press a button on the board and all the setup is done. So what is actually done? We can go to the wireless interface and see. The wireless interface is already pre-configured. It enables the station bridge. If you are doing this with a non-MikroTik AP, it will choose a station pseudo bridge, not station bridge. It created also security profile, since my access point is protected by the password. I don't even know what is the password, but all is created. And I can check that I have a new virtual AP interface, the same SSID, which is repeating my signal using this repeater further away. And you can see that a new bridge interface was created, just like in the first slides. And both wireless interfaces are in the same bridge. So it's transparently extending my wireless coverage using the same SSID. Of course, if you want to do some customization, you can also change the SSID. Maybe you want to use for repeaters different SSIDs that you want to repeat further away. Maybe, for example, workshop 2. So now it means my repeater board gets the signal from SSID workshop 1, and it repeats the signal using SSID workshop 2. Of course, if you do not want to make it all bridged. You want to make a router, make a NAT, firewall, make a router, not like a transparent board. It's all possible, but you just need to configure it manually. So everything is possible, with some limitation, of course. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Uldi. Do we have questions?
Hello. I would like to ask about the roaming function that you add on the router OS. So we're talking that this function is also is only for router OS devices on station mode. Is that right? It's not
Yes,
talking
correct.
about legacy devices.
It's supported only on station mode.
Only on station mode?
Router OS station devices, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more questions?
A question not related to the presentation, but to NV2. When it will be improved on single TCP session, the performance of the protocol?
We have some improvements in plan, but those are in the to-do list. So we haven't forgotten that, so don't worry. So we'll try to add that features in the future versions, maybe in the repeater package as well. But I don't have exact time date for that.
Okay, thank you. More questions?
I was just curious about antenna pattern.
Antenna pattern?
Yeah.
It's like omnidirectional.
Like when standing up?
So it's omnidirectional like this.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thank you. Any more questions? Thanks.
Here's one question.
Sorry.
Hi. I wanted to ask if you know what's the performance of the repeating function.
Since it's using the same wireless interface, it means the performance will be half of what you get. What you get, receive, then send further. It's just like WDS. It's like sharing the same wireless interface. So,
But not less than half. But not less than half of the
not less. It's approximately the same.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Well, if you have any more questions about wireless, you can come to our table and ask Uldis. We'll go for a lunch now until 2 with the vouchers. And there are 2 rooms where you can have lunch. One is the breakfast room and one is the blue room. So choose whichever you like. Okay, thank you. And we'll be back at 2. Viņš arī šitie, jā.